Rolled him up in a fucking rug. Buried him back at the house. Yes, miss. You know the kind of rug that chafes your skin? Well, my daddy, he chafed your soul. Served him nicely, though. Like the ticking of a clock, he'd be there in the background, just about all the time. Daddy said I wasn't of his kind. Just couldn't take his horse shit any longer. As for Mama, she couldn't take that screaming her body was trying to free no more. Me, I'm nearly there now. So dealing with that, Mama went outside the house one day. Said we was out of milk, she was gonna go get some. Found a near full jug in the icebox, my mama behind a tree dead. Stabbed herself with a screwdriver plumb straight through her heart. Damn. Must have hurt like hell in the palm of your hand on a Sunday morning. So me and my sister, we buried her. Made sure she had a nice tombstone and such. It's pretty plain with us living out on the plain and all, outside of county. Nobody around for miles. Just kind of depended on ourselves. We fashioned for a real nice little item. She used to like to take long walks. When we could walk in summer, winter, spring, fall, she didn't care. Like I said, we was living out in the country then, so there's plenty of space to go walking. She just had to get away from my daddy. He was a rough-hewn son of a bitch. And cold. His hands were so cold. Laying in bed, well past midnight hour. Just looking at my sister sleeping next to me. We shared the same bed. Times we would pass by dancing. My sister's not a minute more than 2 years younger than me. We played together to pass the ticking of the clock nearly each day. Closer in the hands of time we was. I was the only one that paid her any mind. Mom and Daddy wouldn't give her the time of day, so it all went to me. Make her laugh to see that smile about as often as I could. Kind of felt it was my job to keep her from going out of sorts and all. We raised cattle and hogs, horses too, so we knew how to work. Schooling was done mostly from the good book. Learning Daddy, he was no one's son. And I was much no one's daughter. Shut the fuck up, you foul, cunning-mouthed bitch. Fluttering Jesus, sis. For you aiming to spill too much bullshit to clean up, and I'm getting too tuckered to help. You know very fucking well Daddy wouldn't want you running off the mouth like that about this, that, and the other. Rest his soured soul. Yes, his time came. Good Lord will it that way. And there ain't nothing you, me, nor he can do about it except keep him quiet. Keep this shit-kicking attitude up and all almighty hell's liable to rain down from the sky and curse your womanly parts for good. And I don't particularly want that right now, so stop your wounded wailing and let the good clock stitch it up. Damn! You got a smoke, honey? Wasn't nothing else we could have done now, could we? Fed him his last meal with a fucking shovel and gave him to the hogs. He loved that fucking shovel. Scooping up shit day after day, then coming in well past midnight hour smelling of it. Make you want to lose your insides, but then I'd have to clean up the mess. Damn it, he had the coldest hands you ever felt. God is my witness, that son of a bitch had ice water in his veins. Distilled his own whiskey too, but something was not quite right with it, I suspect, because he was not his self when he drank it. Now, I've had my share of whiskey. Not that shitty homebrewed cagey stuff, but decent enough. I know how it should affect a person. No, his was the devil in it before he became someone else. It's hard to say exactly, you know. Just kind of get this feeling. Like the kind of feeling when you don't know someone real well yet. I didn't know that man he was when he had that liquor in him. Well, I could sure use some right now. Yes, gentlemen, we done killed our daddy. My sis had his favorite shit-shoveling shovel stowed under our bedside one evening, well past the midnight hour. Like clockwork, he came. And out of sorts. About as shameless as a pennies on the dollar whore, smelling of shit and shitty whiskey, so much so that he failed to notice the smell of horse shit already in the room. So as he's clambering up on me, shoveling Sis hit him upside the head, and he fell to the floor. Seemed to me to be about the loudest sound you ever hear in this godforsaken world. His noodles seemed to be dead to all of God's great creation. I could have that. Yes, gentlemen, I would have that. So I took me a flat screwdriver, the one Mama used out back the old climbing tree to save herself, and the one used to pry the demon from my sis's womb. I took that flat-headed thing in my hand, and I whacked his other head with it. It flapped back and forth, helpless like it wasn't at fault, and then it stopped dead. And then I brought it around and gently jammed it up his brawny ass. Boy, if he didn't come to and sober up like a fish on dry land, gentlemen. He was crying like a little baby. My sis then brought the shovel up and plumb hit him on his noggin a second time. His head fell back to the floor. 2 + 2 was 5 on that day, gentlemen. Remain forever fucked, Daddy. Listen here, miss. Daddy was a mean one at times, but he had his good side too. I'm serious as Sodom. He took care of us and made sure we ate well enough. Beef, slaw, cornbread. He always gave us the gristle. Still, it was nourishment. I loved him like I love Mama's cherry kisses. The only time me and him got into a spat was when he told me I could no longer see that pretty boy at the schoolhouse no more. Daddy didn't much want anyone on his property nor us on others. But his mama made him these clothes plumb near cover your neck. Daddy told me I ought not be seeing that little bastard. Now, miss, I was never no friend to cussing, liquoring, or treating people meanly. No, miss. I thought that boy knew what he was doing. At least it seemed that way to me. I wanted to have all of his children. His mama could make them all little neck-covering clothes to keep them warm. Daddy didn't see it fit for me to do so. He did, but y'all just stood around doing nothing. So, sister, don't even think to pretend you're straight enough to be called a saint now. I was pregnant. With our kin, you bitch. You're a whore and not much else the way I done see it. I was doing something then. Damn straight. You shouldn't have carried on with him rubbing seasonings on your meat like that. You done failed our mama. No, our mama failed us. Her sins were not her own. We never had no mama. There never was one, so just stop. Damn, sister. Unless you... But don't fear such insanity. Yes, he spit in my spittoon that I was carrying a child, but I don't see that as a failure. It's the happiest time of my life. I had something to take care of, and not just any old thing either, but a child growing inside of me. I was to give that darling plenty cold water to drink, and I would have too. Not the bad times moved in, like a wind swing aside a barn door, carrying with it all sorts of dust and heartache. Bible talks about people doing good things for the tomorrows, and I thought that's what I was doing for my baby. My daddy, full of the storm in him, took himself some cold steel, and I mean colder than his hands cold. And he used it down there, miss. Down there. Felt a piece of me die that day. Daddy, Daddy, go away. Come again another day. and wonder if my baby is sleeping on one of those clouds or maybe resting in some angel's hands. I miss him, miss. I made him a shirt, a blue one. I don't know if that was to be his most special color or not, but I thought it might be. It's mine. Made his little heart grow small. Miss. Miss. Come along.